What is up, Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department? I am just a simple new type. And in this episode, we are finally diving into Patlabor, the mobile police. We are doing the OVA and the movie timeline. Maybe one day we will cover the anime timeline. And we are starting with the early days. The rise in technology led to the labor, a humanoid construction machine. But with this advent came the rise in labor crime. This story follows the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Special Vehicles Section 2, also known as Patrol Labor or Patlabor. Like our Gundam coverage, we will follow the story along with the tech. But another aspect we will focus on is location. Tokyo in many ways is a main character in this story. Patlabor allows the artists to dwell in cityscapes. Let's not waste any time and let's get into this. Chief Labor Mechanic Seitaro Sakaki waits patiently outside of Section 2. A lot of modern anime speaks really slow to dumb things down to sell it to a broader audience. If you want a glimpse into how fast the working class Japanese person speaks, this is it. Actually, it could be faster.
Yosh.
New labors are finally coming. With budget cuts, the second team was kind of left behind, but they feel now is their time to shine. The two new labors they are receiving are Ingrams. Don't let the chief's face fool you. He is just as excited as everyone else.
Yosh.
Shige is the one talking to the chief. The new team arrives. Kiichi Goto, the captain of Section 2 Division 2, was awarded new labors, and with it comes a few from HQ. The last recruit approaches on a moped. This is Noa Izumi. Is she wearing a Fox Kids knockoff jacket? She is the forward labor pilot. Backup is Shinohara Asuma. Oto Isao is also a forward. Shinsi Mikayasu is another backup, and the power crew member Yamazaki Hiromi. The new labors unfortunately haven't arrived yet. Time for some food. This OVA is all about appreciating downtime. Always respect the downtime. It'll be a while because the labors are still stuck in traffic. Is the chief waiting patiently or is he being stubborn? Discuss in the comments. Always remember to bring a bento. Oto wants to fire a 20mm, or at least test the shotguns. The captain says, put in the paperwork. Also, the shooting range is booked up till winter. Japanese bureaucracy, bitch, you gotta deal with it. Oto's pride, no. Izumi and Asuma look up at the Taisyo. The Asuka MPL 96 SSL 96 Taisyo is a first-generation construction labor made by Shinohara Heavy Industries. When the Patrol Labor Division began, they had to make do with modified construction units. This is considered Japan's first Patlabor. Armor has been strengthened, but it loses agility. These will soon be discontinued after the introduction of the Ingram. She realizes Asuma is a part of the Shinohara family of Shinohara Heavy Industries. Izumi always wanted to pilot Alphons, which is what she calls the Ingram. You know what? I'm going with stubborn. It's time for a night shift. The life of being on call. It's their first day. Certainly nothing will happen. Oh no, something happened. An unidentified labor has been spotted in the 8th district. Each district in Japan has its own representative in the National Diet of Japan. The 8th includes the Suganami Ward. East of Shinjuku is very underrated and worth a visit. Actually, no, don't visit it. Don't ever go to Japan. Ito and Izumi will head out using Labors 1 and 2. Shinohara and Asuma will head out in the command cars ahead of the front. The problem is the labors are still in traffic. It's 1988. Of course I have my Japanese state-mandated AE-86. God, I'm jealous. Izumi and Ito meet up with the transport and launch in the Ingram. The AV-98 Ingram is the third-generation Patlabor manufactured by the Shinohara Heavy Industries, or SHI. What started as nothing more than a repaint on construction labors soon turned into a specialized unit for police operation. This machine is made for grappling and subduing other labors. It has raw strength, but also excels in precision movement. The computer aids the pilot in coordinating the movements of the power motors while maintaining precision control. This is a replacement for the Taisyo. Standard weapons include an anti-labor electromagnetic riot baton stored in the left shield, a 37mm Vulcan revolver cannon in the right leg, and a forearm riot shield. Optional weapons include a 90mm shotgun, explosive reactive armor, and a sniper rifle. They try to surround and set up a rogue trap for the labor. They're going to force it towards Ueno Park. The support team spots the labor. It is a Pickel-kun. The KV-9893 Pickel-kun is a second-generation KV unit made by SHI. It is the lowest price commercially available labor on the market. It was originally developed for mountain work and has a 3-leg structure for stability while maintaining high speed. Mountain search and rescue is its primary function. It has 5 rocket-fired grappling arms used for climbing mountains, but can be used as weapons. The Pickel-kun takes out a police car. One thing I haven't mentioned, the world of Patlabor takes place about 10 years in the future of when this was created, in 1988. So this takes place place around 1998. Ota pulls out his Vulcan revolver. He really wants to fire a gun. It approaches Ota's Ingram. He fires, but he ends up losing his head. It is up to Izumi. She grabs the labor. It fires a grappling arm, taking out the Ingram's arm. Pickel-kun heads into Ueno Park. The rogues run out of gas. They realize they are surrounded. They threaten to fire on the museum in the park. Izumi comes in red hot and takes down the labor. We don't see it though. Enjoy this awesome cityscape. Kichigoto is captain of Division 2. Captain of Division 1 is Shinobu Nagumo. She wants him and his new team, for different reasons, obviously. The mechanics get to work fixing the labors. The 2nd Division looks up at the new AV-2. It is an Ingram outfitted with fixed wings. Alright, let's do this. Oh, nope, never mind. It was all just a dream. It will be quite a while till labors can fly. They pick up from the airport Sergeant Kanaka Clancy. She is a part of NYPD, assisting the 2nd to prepare for a visit from the mayor of New York.
I'm Chief Officer Clancy at New York City Police.
A terror network may attack. We learn about the Babylon Project, which involves building a wall around the sea. But this created a rise in labor terrorism, and one of the reasons Patlabor was created in the first place. They cover the airport. I can't tell if this is Haneda or Narita. Probably Haneda, since they are still in the city. Meanwhile, Asuma goes to the bathroom with the beautiful Tokyo Metropolitan Government building in the background. I highly recommend checking this out if you visit. Here's a picture of the top. He runs into the terrorist. But this asshole didn't read the dossier, so he doesn't even know. It is nightfall, and he hasn't run into any trouble. Time for a little downtime while the first team takes the night shift. Shinjuku, the next morning. Asuma realizes that the old lady from yesterday probably planted the bomb after realizing police don't have command centers. He and Izumi move into action. She can't pass the bridge. Time to grab onto this blimp. Izumi tears open the command station, revealing a bomb. Kanaka tells Asuma the real bomb is underneath. It's time for Asuma to deactivate a bomb. Kanaka tells Asuma to cut one of the wires. There is a 50-50 chance it will go off. Good luck. He goes in for the red wire, no, the blue wire, while Asuma shits his pants. Kanaka comes in and saves the day.
You did it.
After all that stress, Asuma decides to quit. They are informed that Kanaka is staying with their team. After hearing this, Asuma takes back his resignation. A woman near a pier disappears. Damn it, Coca-Cola, why did you have to be so damn good? Ota is testing out the new riot shotgun created by Shige. Matsui, a detective with the Metropolitan Police, informs Patlabor that they found the woman who described the incident of a giant hand grabbing the car. Shige pilots the Nautilus. The SOV 9800 Nautilus is an underwater craft made by Bukuyama Heavy Industries. It is a high-speed underwater submersible. When descending to the seabed, it attaches to the bottom using 2 wires. This allows it to move freely at high speeds. It has 2 manipulator arms. They are scouting out Tokyo Bay, which also includes Kawasaki and Yokohama. Their sensor picks up something. Then the power goes out. Whatever it is wreaks havoc to the Nautilus. Shige can't explain what it was. Kanaka thinks it is a whale. Time for lunch. They run into a man that they saw at the Metropolitan Police Building. He explains the panspermia theory to the 2nd unit. This is Dr. Hirata. He claims that he has proven the theory. Panspermia theory essentially states that all life and evolution didn't happen on Earth. It was caused by a foreign object. Essentially, an asteroid once crashed on Earth and life evolved from that. He believes something evolved from an asteroid and has been living in Tokyo Bay for millions of years. He thinks their population will overtake humans. Kanaka says, let's blow this thing up. They get a reading on something in the sea, but it disappears on their sensors. Dr. Hirata wants to run an electric current in the water to drive out the monster. Perhaps they should run sound waves in the water. What if they reason with the monster? A small craft approaches. It happens to be Shige with an oxygen destroyer. If you haven't caught on, this is a reference to Godzilla, and this is what they think the monster is. The chief tries to stop Shige. It's just dry ice, bro. He accidentally drops it into the water, and the waves go crashing. It causes the monster to appear. Captain Goto looks into the eyes of the monster, and they instantly understand one another. It returns to the sea, never to be seen by man again.
夢のような出来事であった。
You're telling me? What did we even learn from this? A hostage situation is taking place at a video rental store. Ota gets frustrated and runs in and takes action. Oh, they're dead. The captain reminds them that this isn't Mazinger Z. But what if it was? But what if it was? They are relieved of duty and assigned for training at the labor's den at Fuji. They make it to Fuji to find the captain. He's going to be overseeing their training. How did he get there first? Time for a bath. The girls hear a scream in the men's bath. Kanaka runs over to find Oto is passed out, and the bath is full of a red liquid. Captain Goto licks it. It's just paint. He will solve this while the others get rest. They have training after all. At night, Ota and the gang stumble onto a mysterious monster. Surprise, you weren't expecting this to be a Scooby-Doo episode, but it is. The next morning, the team began training. No one got any rest except for Izumi. She was out like a brick. Kanaka says maybe you're all just weak men. They think Goto knows more than he is leading on. Asuma and Izumi sneak away from training. They head to a shop where they meet a shopkeeper that looks like one of the ghosts. Asuma runs into an old man from his childhood. What's up with the ghosts, old man? What's up with the ghosts? Ghost lady spies on the school while Ota and Kanaka have a mock battle. Kanaka is using the AVT. The MPL-97 AVT is a prototype from Shinohara Heavy Industries, which serves as a training machine now that the Ingrams are in service. It is similar to an Ingram, but much of the armor is stripped. These originally don't have a head, but one was added to give the unit extra sensors. It has a waist-mounted turn signal and floodlights. The old man mentions that mock battles here used to be a spectacle, but in the past, a round went off and killed a young woman. The cadet who shot the woman was her older brother. Goto and the others kept it on the down low. Well, they are cops. Just like that one day, so too does Ota have an accident with his Vulcan revolver. Shige comes over and tells him that someone tampered with the labor. They also wonder why the lady at the shop looks like the lady that was killed long ago. Asuma tells them that he beat up an old man. The old man says that he took him in after their parents passed. They think this woman at the shop is responsible. That is when Kanaka comes in and tells everyone that all of this is made up. The past accident is made up. The old man's story, the ghost stories. All of it made up by Goto. He was trying to get them to reflect on their actions and rethink how they use guns. Kanaka doesn't approve of his methods. We learn the girl is Mihoko Goto, the captain's niece. Ota says, I didn't learn my lesson, I will shoot you. Everyone is on vacation. Goto wants to hang out with Shinobu. Guards try to stop Asuma from entering SHI. He spots a new labor he shouldn't see. Old man Chitsuyama tells him that the president is trying to compete with Yotsuba Heavy Industries. This bad boy has a CD-ROM drive. It is planned on being used by the military. Asuma visits Shinshi, but his wife says go away. He then visits Kanaka, who is leaving in the morning to head back to the US. At the Izumi household, Papa Izumi says women can't drive robots. Asuma asks out Izumi, but she's all the way up in Hokkaido, somewhere on the Tohoku Freeway. A transport carrying a labor runs away from the police. Out of the back of the truck pops an Atlas. The AL-97 Atlas is a military labor made by Hishi Heavy Industries. It has high-tension steel armor throughout its body. Most small firearms can't pierce it. The canopy is the weakest part of the labor. There is an onboard computer system that helps with targeting and control. This can be piloted by one, but it has 2 seats for a co-pilot. Standard equipment includes a 20mm Vulcan gun, a 6-barrel Gatling gun, and 6 smoke dischargers. It takes out the police cars. While waiting for Izumi, Asuma meets a mysterious man. Outside of Section 2, someone is staking out the police. Goto gets Ota to help him with some recon. Goto gets the laborers out of Section 2 as something doesn't seem right. Asuma gets drunk with the Izumis. Goto knows the men using the military labor must be trained. He thinks a coup is about to take place. They were probably a part of the defense force. If you don't know, Japan has a defense force. Post-World War II, Japan can't have an army or start another war. The defense force is essentially their military, but they can never strike first. They can only defend. Can they avenge, though? The next day, the city is infiltrated. Section 2 is raided, but they got the laborers out of there already. Yamazaki seems to have a layered past full of anguish. Too bad we'll never see that. Poor Yamazaki and his lack of screen time. Asuma and Izumi learn on the news that the leader of the coup is Kyoteru Kai. They have to get back to Tokyo ASAP. But let's enjoy this liminal space in the snow. We're in a hurry, but we could still vibe a little bit. Goto disseminates intel to Shinshi, while Kanaka is talking to the mechanics at Section 2. A police chief assigns Shinobu as garrison commander for this mission, but he wants to pull police out of the occupied areas. They believe the rebels have a nuke and don't want to take risks. Shinobu thinks this makes the police seem weak, and she doesn't want to go through with it. They don't know Goto's location. It seems the rebel leader Kai and Goto were college friends. They think he may be conspiring. Shinobu says, that's my man, and she decides to act on her own. Ota, Kanaka, and Shinshi steal the AVT from the police academy. Goto answers the phone pretending to be a Chinese restaurant as people are trying to find him. Asuma tells him that he saw the leader at a noodle shop. Detective Matsui tells Goto that he is a wanted man. Goto says, I saved you from Godzilla, you owe me one. The two meet with Kubo, who give them intel about the bay. He has photos of a missile launcher on a ship. It seems they have a bunch of these missile launchers on various ships. All are a dummy but one. Goto is able to contract one of the ships and get a hold of Kai. He tells him that if anyone gets close, he will fire a nuke Jitsuyama gets permission to use their new airborne labor. Asuma wonders what Kanaka and the others are up to. Alright boys, let's do this. They mounted an Avenger on the AVT. The GAU-8 Avenger is a Gatling-style autocannon made by General Electric. These were also used on the A-10, and the Dutch used this on their Goalkeeper Sea-Whiz. The Equalizer is a variant used on the AV-8 Harrier jet. So anyways, Kanaka, Shinshi, and Ota round the corner and fail gloriously. Good job, boys. Kai's ship can be destroyed easily without them even noticing. But Japan's government doesn't have the balls to take down innocent civilians, as he puts it. The police bring in the Ingram they got out of Section 2. Goto is afraid of the risk of his plan, but they need to act. Kai's ultimatum involved the following demands: dissolve the National Diet, ban political parties, and indefinitely suspend the Constitution. Well, if you suspend that Constitution, you could start wars again, I guess. Matsui wonders if Goto is on Kai's side. Even he is unsure. It's time to begin the mission. A sub underwater fires a torpedo, but a torpedo doesn't come out. It is the airborne labor. The AL X-99 airborne labor is an experimental labor developed by SHI. This functioned as a testbed for the Helldiver. The unit is made for airborne use and functions as a paratrooper labor. The legs have built-in shock absorbers for landing. Its only armaments are 6 smoke dischargers. The labor jumps out of the water and onto the ship. It finds the missile while Izumi handles the bridge. They are able to stop Kai's plan. Also, this is a reference to something, right? I'm just not seeing it. Feel like I'm missing the joke here. As a truck pulls into the gas station, one man tries to steal it. A cop comes to help, but the driver starts acting shady. What was he transporting? Shinobu informs Goto of the situation. The second moves into action. The truck takes the scenic route. Once it saw the sight of police, the regional police put up a checkpoint, but Goto wants to take it down, as it might force the truck off the freeway. One officer runs up and says, "Too late. This is the most ominous truck in all of anime. Unless you count Truck-kun. Can't start an isekai without a truck killing you." A chopper spots the rogue truck. Izumi and Ota create a blockade in the Ingrams. They try to stop the truck, but out of the bed comes a labor. It happens to be a Brocken. The Type 7B Brocken is a military labor made by Shaft Enterprise Europe. Their subsidiary Shaft Enterprise Japan also uses these. We will see many variants of this, but the 1A was the original German model. The 1B was the mass-produced variant used by Germany and NATO, which leads to 2B, a redesign of the original form from the ground up. The uniqueness of this design is the ball joint in the pelvis. Standard armaments include a 40mm rapid-fire cannon. Optional armaments include a 105mm cannon, 6 smoke dischargers, and a modified 40mm rapid-fire cannon used by the GSG-9 type. This truck driver is way in over his head. Looks like he's on a suicide mission now. Everyone argues when a Blackhawk touches down carrying Kaiho, the police chief. He informs them that Shaft Enterprises Europe will be assisting them. I feel like this could have been a phone call. You even did a phone call earlier! SEE are using Growlbears to help in the investigation. The Type 5Q 2C Growlbear is a general-purpose work labor made by SEE and is considered Europe's version of the Taisio. These are used for construction and security purposes. The labor has a low center of gravity, making these very stable. There is a lot of space in the cockpit, unlike their Japanese counterparts. The truck is run off the road by Growlbears. It kills the Brocken pilot. The truck driver who just wanted to steal a truck is now a labor pilot, I guess. He is somehow able to hold his own against the Growlbears and is able to run away. Izumi launches in the Ingram. Asuma has to take Izumi out on a date to the movies after all this is done. They surround the Brocken. The Growlbears say they will handle this and to not interfere. Goto tells Izumi to kick their ass. Hell yeah, we're ending this with a brawl. Izumi loses ground, but the Brocken comes in to help. The two take down SEE. I thought they were helping you. Oh well, not Japanese, don't care. We learn that the man who stole the truck did so to try to make it to his wife, who is currently in labor. The other kind of labor. Goto looks the other way and blames it all on the labor pilot, who is currently dead. Well, they are cops. Shinobu doesn't like it, but she eventually comes around. And that will conclude the OVA Patlabor, the mobile police. I'm glad I could finally cover this, but unlike Gundam coverage, this doesn't even remotely paint a picture of what Patlabor is. So much of it is the atmosphere, the vibes, and the liminal space. This is one where you just kinda gotta be there. Our journey with Patlabor doesn't stop here. Next time we will cover Patlabor, the movie. The year is now 1999. Much of Tokyo is being rebuilt on the waters. Patlabors are used for the construction, but then something goes wrong. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember to give Goto a cigarette. It makes the day go by easier. Peace.